Hi everybody, it's Kerry here at the North East Autism Society and I'm joined by Tony and Davey from the Life Science Centre.
Hello.
Hi.
And today we are going to be doing mini rockets. So Tony, can you tell us what we need for this activity?
So you will need some paper. I've got some little squares here, but any sheet of paper. Need some sellotape, some scissors. Just be very careful when you're using this, and if you think you need any help from an adult, don't forget to ask them. And you will also need a straw, and it can be a paper straw or a plastic straw. It doesn't matter, whichever you have. You might also want a pencil and a ruler if you think they might help you make some nice straight lines a bit later on. So, have you got everything you need there, David and Kerry?
Yeah.
Yeah, got everything. We're ready.
Okay, so we're going to try and make rockets, and rocket engineering isn't simple, but you can give it a go and you learn a lot as you try it. This is what's really important about engineering. You can learn as you go and make things better and better and better. So that's what we're going to try. So to start off with, we're just going to make a very basic rocket. So we're just going to make the tube of the rocket first of all. So you only need a very small piece of paper, so you could cut it a little bit smaller if you think yours is a bit too big. In fact, I'm going to cut mine in half as well, so it is only very small. But you can experiment with this size and shape as well. So I haven't given you an exact measurement because you might want to try something different. Okay, so
mine's like about this size. Is that about right?
Yeah, that looks nice.
Okay.
That looks good to me. Okay, so now what you want to do is make sure your tube is the right size for your rocket launcher, and it's the straw that's going to be the rocket launcher. So I'm just going to put my straw on top of the paper on the table and then roll it carefully around the straw. So I've wrapped up the straw in the paper. And this can be a bit fiddly, so take your time. Great.
Okay.
So you want it to be fairly tight, but around there. You don't want it to be too loose because we don't want the air to escape, but we don't want it to be so tight that we can't get it off either. So
yeah,
once you've done that, just put a little bit of tape across so you can stick it down. Lovely. Right. So we've got the tube then. You can take your straw out. And we just need to fold over one end. So I'm going to give it a little pinch and then fold it over like this. And this is to make sure we've got one end of the rocket that's closed. So I've got my end that's folded over there, closed, and I'm just going to put another little bit of tape over the top to stick it down so that it stays closed. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so this is your very basic rocket finished. So
How can that fly?
well, so what I'm going to do is put my rocket on the end of the straw like this, not too tight, but just sitting on the end. And I'm going to make sure the area in front of me is clear because I don't want to hit anyone with my rocket. And then I'm going to do a bit of a countdown. Perhaps you guys could do me a countdown from 5. And I'm going to blow in my straw to launch my rocket. Are you ready?
5,
5, 4,
4, 3,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Blast off. Right.
Oh, very good. Does work.
Yeah.
Great, excellent. I'm going to run and collect mine from the other side of the room because it went a really long way.
Mine went quite fast.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to launch one more time, and I want you to as well, but this time look carefully at how your rocket flies. We want to see how it's moving through the air. We're going to observe that closely. So, ready? So I'm going to grab my rocket.
Mine's went wibbly wobbly.
Went wobbly.
Kind of.
Yeah, mine was a bit wobbly.
Yeah, mine flew straight at first and then went woo and just kind of dropped down.
And then it
straight
just
down.
went quite flat.
It kind of went woo and then blop. Okay, so perhaps we need to think about what can make our rocket a bit more stable. So I'm just going to share some pictures of some different rockets and we'll have a look at them and see if we can get any inspiration from them to improve our design, see if we can identify anything that will help us work out how we can improve ours. So here we have 3 different rockets. So yes, if you have a look on the screen, what you'll see on the right hand side is the Soyuz rocket. This is a Russian rocket. There have been lots of different versions of it, but there's a very similar design that has stayed the same in the Russian space program for quite a lot of years now. So that might be worth having a look at. In the center, we've got the rocket, which is known as the Saturn V. This is an American rocket that NASA used when they first sent people to visit the moon. So this is a rocket design that was very successful too. And on the left, we've got a different rocket, and this rocket is carrying the Space Shuttle. So it looks a bit more like an aeroplane sitting on top of it. And the difference with the Space Shuttle is that it actually has to kind of glide and land like an aeroplane at the end of its flight. So the Americans don't use the space shuttles anymore, but they did use them for a long time to take people up into space and to visit the space station as well. So have a look at those different rockets. What can you see on them that might help them fly through the air better and help them be more stable in the air?
Well, the one that's got the shuttle rather than shuffle, it looks like it's got wings. I wonder if that might help.
Okay, so wings. I was looking at the bottom of the Saturn V rocket in the middle and noticed there are some tiny little fins at the bottom as well, and I wondered if they might help keep it more stable. And what about cutting through the air as well? Because if something can be more streamlined, it can move through the air more easily. So you might
they look like they've got like a point at the front as well, don't they? Which probably is so that they are more streamlined, I would imagine.
Yeah, so there's definitely some great ideas there. So we'll have a think about how you can use that, or perhaps some other ideas that you have to inspire you to improve on your rocket. So you've got some more paper there, and you've got your scissors and things if you want to cut anything out and see what you can add. Okay?
I'll have a try. Okay.
I was quite inspired by the shuttle's wings, so I thought what I'd do is I'd take my other piece of paper, fold it in half, and I can make some a cut here to kind of make some wings like this. I'm going to try and stick.
Now I was making wings as well, Tony, but I've done them very different to you. Ooh. So I've actually cut 2 triangles out. I'm not sure. I'll give it a try, because it's all about just trying, isn't it?
It is. That's exactly it. And there's definitely lots of different ways you can build a rocket. As you've seen, there are lots of different rocket designs in the real world. So we don't all want to do exactly the same one, because we won't learn as much.
And obviously what'd be nice as well is if the young people have got time, you could decorate your rocket as well, couldn't you? You could colour them in, put some sparkles on, a little bit of glitter. That'd be nice.
Definitely. You might want to give your rocket a name. I gave you the names of some of the rockets that were already out there, but you might have thought of a good name for your space mission and your rocket. And I should say the one thing that's really important when you're doing this is make sure that hole that the straw is going to go in, make sure you don't cover that up, because that's the thing you'll really need.
Now I've decorated mine a little bit, and I've actually put some stars.
Oh, very nice.
And I've called this after our group, so E=mc². I thought that's what I've called my rocket.
That's an excellent name.
That is. I think I'm just about ready.
Right, okay. So if you are ready, you can get your rocket onto your straw launch pad. And we'll do another countdown, and remember you're going to watch and see if it flies any differently to before. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. Oh, got my step. Hey.
Actually, mine's flew worse, I thought. Mine's
no.
Then it kind of flops back on itself.
Did it go any further?
No, it didn't really.
Now mine flew much better. It had a lot more it went much further, and it kind of went a lot straighter than before as well.
So you've got rid of the wobble.
Which is good.
So Kerry, how does yours look? Because mine looks like kind of like that.
So I put the triangles or the wings kind of in the middle. So I don't know if that's made any difference.
And my wings are really at the back, so maybe that's why it kind of flew back on itself. Because mine's at the back.
Yeah, and I've made a little nose cone for mine as well to make it a bit on the end there, and that seemed to help it move through the air a bit more cleanly as well, so it's more streamlined. There's less drag holding it back. Brilliant. And of course, you know, David, you said you weren't quite happy with yours, but the good thing about this is it's not the end. You can carry on improving it. So Kerry, you might want to try some different things too, and you could carry on making a small change, testing it, so launching it, seeing how it flies, making your observations, and then thinking about how you could keep improving it. So this isn't by any means the end for your rockets. You could do this all day till you have the rocket, just so that you're happy with it.
Well, I would like the young people to make some rockets and see how they get on. I think if they could send us some pictures and some videos, we'd love to see. It'd be interesting. You could record it and see how far your rocket travels, or you could test the speed of the rocket. There's lots of different tests you could do with your rocket, isn't there, to see how well made it is. So I think just get creative with this one, and we'll see you all again very soon. Bye everyone.
Bye.